welcome back to Games Over the Years. We're going to pick up where we left off. Yesterday we finished with 1976/1977, as they were weirdly kind of they were the same game, just an updated version of it. So today we're starting with 1978 with Space Invaders, which is a frequently referenced classic game. So again, this one is an online version, so it's not 100% accurate to the original, but it's as close as I was able to find to recreate that. So, a couple things before we play the first run through. So I actually played this game in an arcade a handful of years ago, and I had a lot of fun with it. So it was created by a Japanese developer, Tomohiro Nishikawa, released by Taito. He also built his own hardware because he had nothing available at the time that could handle the game. It was inspired by Breakout and sci-fi. So Breakout was basically the single-player Pong, more or less. And then he took that and combined it with a sci-fi element to create Space Invaders, and that was his inspiration. So I'm going to go ahead and play one run through here. So anybody who has not played this at some point in their life has missed out, because this is a classic among classics. Obviously, the purpose of the game is to destroy all the alien spaceships before they can get to you. So I'm going to be trying to go through 1983 over the next few videos or the course of this stream. We're getting faster. I thought I had that right. So I won the first round, but it does just keep going. So while this is going, so this did break a lot of records. It generated over $3 billion in revenue in the early 1980s, making it one of the highest grossing games of all time. That's even taking into account modern games. Which is kind of crazy to think that Space Invaders, this game I'm playing right now, grossed more money than many major title games that are released even today. I got the bonus on that one. This game, obviously, since it was developed by a Japanese company, also was a huge cultural phenomenon in Japan, naturally. But it obviously crossed the ocean, and it was a huge impact in the States as well, and across the world. So this, I would say, is probably the most iconic game of 1978. A couple other interesting facts about this. So it was the first shooter game with a continuous storyline. Space Invaders is often considered the first fixed shooter, where players had to defend Earth from descending waves of aliens. The game increased in difficulty as enemies moved faster. So obviously, you see that here as they move faster, and the sound gets more and more kind of foreboding as they increase their speed. So actually, one thing that I found interesting when I was reading about this is that the aliens actually were not originally designed to speed up. They actually speed up because of a hardware quirk. It was originally unintentional. As more aliens were destroyed, the processing power of the systems was able to speed up because there were fewer elements that the processor had to keep track of. So the aliens were actually started moving faster as you destroyed them. Completely unintentional. They viewed that as let's call it a Bob Ross moment, and so called it a happy little accident, and thought it actually improved the game, which I would agree. Again, this game did inspire a lot of iconic pixel art. There was just quite a lot about this game has a significant cultural impact. It laid the groundwork for a lot of modern shooters like without Space Invaders, games like Galaga, Gradius, and Doom Knight probably would never have existed. It established a template of enemy waves, having lives, and having a scoring system. It was ported to the Atari 2600 in 1980, and there was the arcade version as well. It was one of the very first games to actually save your high school, so that other players could come and see the score points, so to speak. So that was another kind of interesting thing that it introduced. And I am about to close this game. That's actually quite foreboding. That was really foreboding. All right. Well, I guess that'll wrap up 1978. We're going to go on to 1979, which did take some inspiration from Space Invaders, but had a very different approach to it.